Alright, so I got a little bit of lubricant on there. Now we got to put the little rings on, sealing rings. I'm looking to see. Looks like we only have two. Just double checking. Got the one that rides the end there. And then we have this one. And that one goes. Looks good. Okay, I'm just double checking, making sure we get everything. Yep. Oh. We've got a little rubber seal there. Let's see where that one goes. I don't remember seeing that rubber seal. I guess it could go right there. Might have to look at a parts diagram. I don't see where a rubber seal came off of my old one, so I'm not sure where that small rubber seal goes, because my old one didn't have one. But that sealing ring definitely goes there, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Got that one on. Just work, work it on. If you slide the back, the closed end down, you can work the open ends down into it and it'll expand out and go in. This is the old big one. I just use a pick to get it out of there. And what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and, you can see it's expanded out, go ahead and break it. Use this to clean out the groove. I didn't have to do that on this one. I didn't even have to take the old one off because I got a new piece here. But we need to clean out that. And so we're going to break this and use this edge right here to clean out that groove. Okay, like I said, this thing does not have a parts diagram or anything. I'm thinking I figured out what it is. This, if you look at it, it's just a rubber band. It was kind of dirty, so I was thinking it was an O-ring. But I'm wondering if they include it to slip over that, because you got these two grooves here, but the actual sealing ring goes in the second one. So if they include just a loose rubber band, you can put that over the first one. Come on. To use to install the second one so your snap ring doesn't get stuck in that first groove. I'm thinking that's probably why they included it. But see, I've got this all cleaned up. We got a little bit of scoring there, but it's not bad. Definitely usable. So I'm going to go ahead and slip that new sealing ring on there. We'll go from there. Old rubber band worked. So it slipped on top of that rubber band, and then I was able to just push it on past. So we're in there. What you want to make sure is that you don't bend this or expand it out too much, because you will stretch it if you do. Like I stretched, well, of course I didn't stretch it that bad. I stretched it even more so I could use it to clean, but I did stretch this one out and getting it off. So, and I wasn't trying to save it or anything, so, I didn't care. But, you just want to be careful not to expand it, so just work it a little bit. You don't want to push one side all the way up into the groove while this side's still on there. You want to push this side up on the ridge, push this side up on the ridge, get it on up over that rubber band, then push it off the rubber band into the center section all the way around, and then push it in. And that's how I did it. So now we are ready to, we've got a new cover here, and we'll double check, make sure it's the same as our old one. Looks to be the same. And it's smaller around because it'll fit in there, but that shouldn't hurt anything as long as it fits. I'm actually going to go ahead and take this off for just a second because we are going to flip this over and work from the back side. And since we've got this in good shape now, flip that over. Yep, that'll work. All right, so make sure that surface is good, and it is. You want to make sure your snap rings are in there good, and this one is. And I already double checked the other side. Of course, I checked them when I put them in there, but just double check them. And I'm going to put some of this on the turbine shaft all the way up and down. Probably even put some on the sealing ring, and we'll go ahead and slip it in there. And then we're gonna have to work, kind of compress this ring in as we put it in to make sure it seals, or make sure it goes in there all the way. Of course, this will be on there as well. All right, here we go. So once you get this, you'll get to where that sealing ring is, and if you stretched it out, it's going to be very difficult to push in there. But just turn the shaft as you gently push, and it should pop in there. And it did. Like I said, if you might have to get in there with some little picks or something if you really stretch that ring out. But it should pop in there pretty easily. So now, just before I continue on, like I said, I'm not going to replace this piece because it's in there. Doesn't seem to be any issues with it. Double check through my parts here. All I've got left is a snap ring. We've got our nut, that piece, bolts. We're about to use this seal right here, and I'm going to go look at the parts diagram for the Garrett T3 and just double check that I've got everything in there before we assemble it, before we complete assembly. The next step will actually be to put the this seal in here and go ahead and bolt this on. All right, double checked. I've got all the pieces in there. And went ahead, it came with new bolts here, put those in. They looked like good quality bolts. What we've got left is the gasket for the impeller or the compressor wheel housing, and of course a snap ring because we only replaced the two that we took off, and new bolts for the exhaust side. I don't know if I'm going to use these. I have no idea how good a quality they are. And the old ones didn't break, so I'm inclined to use the old ones again. I put blue thread locker on these. I'm going to go ahead and clean that assembly lube off of the shaft here and off the threads. I'll put some blue Loctite on here, and we can go ahead and put the compressor wheel on right here. And I'm going to clean that up just a little bit. Alright, so two things to point out. One, double check this nut before you take it off. I had read where they were reverse threads. I double checked it when I looked at it, and if you don't know, if you have trouble figuring out, you can look at the end of the thread. I'll probably show you better like on a bigger nut. See how that thread starts in the way it tapers? That is a standard thread, not reverse thread. This would be a right hand thread. Reverse would be opposite of that. So the threads would taper the other way, and plus your starting point, you can see where it starts to thread on, would be pointing the other way. And the nut they actually included, so they included a new nut. This is a left-hand thread nut. So I had to reuse my old nut. Went ahead and put some blue Loctite on it, so it's not coming off or anything. I use a little 3/8 impact on this. I know it doesn't have enough torque to break this. To me, it's that's a lot safer way for me to do it. I can hold this end of it and support that up, so make sure that this doesn't spin and bend a fin up against the cardboard or anything like that. But the reason I say that is I can get this nut tightened quick and torqued, and I'll double check it with the torque wrench, but trying to do it with the ratchet and hold this, and it gets very cumbersome, and I think there's more of a chance of breaking something than just zapping it on real quick with the impact. And like I said, I know this little impact doesn't have enough torque to strip or break this, and so that's the route I went. The other weird thing about this was this is a 3/8 nut on mine. Let's see, here's a 10mm. It's very loose. Of course, the nut they included that's reverse threads, let's see what it is. It feels like a 10mm. Let's see. I've got my 3/8 on here. Yep. So it's a 10mm. But my original nut was a 3/8, and it's not reverse threads. So go figure. I don't know. I guess they changed them up at some point. But whatever. So now we've got this center chunk overhauled. Let's check. I don't have any in play. What you want to do, no in play. You want to double check, of course, pull that in. Make sure it spins freely. It's nice and tight. I got no wobble whatsoever in it. Yeah, maybe just a hair. It's really not noticeable at all. But definitely, I should have showed y'all to begin with. It had in play. It had a lot of up and down play. It was probably really close to damaging the compressor wheel. So we are done. All I need to do is just clean up the compressor wheel housing, and then I'm going to put it back on the car. But reverse is just like I put it on. I'm not going to film any of that. It's cold right now, so I'm probably not going to do that yet. I'm probably going to go work on something else here in the shop where it's nice and warm. Thanks for watching. Realized I made a mistake. Forgot to put this on, and I could not get it on without taking the turbine back off. So I had to take it back off. Just took the nut off, held the assembly straight up and down, slipped it out, put this on, slipped it back on, re-Loctited it. Luckily I'd figured it all out right after I got it together. So make sure before you put this on, you put your, I made the mistake of having this in my little cleaning container, cleaning it, and so I forgot about it. And I looked at the parts diagram, but I did not see this. So just slip that on before you put the turbine on, and we're back together. Everything's ready to go. Clean this up. Problem is my cleaning pan is this was so dirty. It's the cleaning pan is black, so that's about as good as we're gonna get it. It's good enough. I'm not trying to make it pretty. I was just trying to get most of the grunge off of it. So I'm gonna go put that on, and thanks for watching.